Clean basically describes, if it was a barbell, and you've seen like in the Olympics when they start with the barbell on the ground, they deadlift the bar, and they jump the bar up to the rack position. It's called the rack up here. So we do that same movement with the kettlebell. Kind of the same concept, but our rack position is like a lot different than with the barbell. It's a lot safer on the wrist. So let's imagine I did a clean. I like teaching from the top down. So first things first, the hand position. If you look, my forearm, A, has to be straight. Okay? The handle needs to be as deep in my hand as it possibly can be. See, if I bring it all the way down to the bottom corner of my hand, my wrist is straight. I don't have this bending back problem at the wrist. Okay? So I'm going to seriously fully insert my hand. Go up to the top corner of the handle as high as I can, and dive my hand in as far as I can. I should be able to relax my fingers, keep my forearm straight. Okay? Now, once you've got the hand position in, now let's get the rack position right. We want to get the elbow down here, ideally toward the hip. Now, not everyone's going to be able to do this. Okay? If you look, this can go actually like on the bone. Most women can get this better than men, but it's actually on the bone. Okay? So that'll give me a nice rest to kind of launch the bells off. When we start going above the head, the bell's eventually going to come to here. When we start doing the clean, it's going to basically come to here. So we got the hand position, deep covering the corner of the hand. Fingers are fresh. Elbow right on the hip. The hand is a little bit inside to the elbow, just slightly medial the elbow. We definitely just don't want it out, because if it's out, this is where the rotator goes. So we want to have it to be inside. Okay? And what I kind of do is I lean back a little bit. Okay? If I stand straight, sometimes depending on the chest, this may fall over a little bit. I want to lean back a little bit, almost like in a gangster lean. Okay? My hips are an extension, the elbow's on the hip, and the hand position is deep. These three things together give me a good rest position there. Okay? Now there's one good way to tell if somebody's got a good rack position. So what I do is if this thing's in the right spot, what I have is I have somebody come over here, and I want you to take the belt, as you can, and push straight down into the ground. If it's in a bad spot, you're going to basically rip the belt off my shoulder. It's not going to work. If it's in the right spot, you should be able to seriously stack up and maybe even do like a dip on top of it, and you're just going to push the belt through my hip bone on top of my legs, which is attached to the ground. So let's get it up here. Let's get the hand position. Let's put the elbow on the hip. Okay, now go ahead and on top and push straight down. Okay, now pull it down. I'm just going to pull it right off my arm. So if it's in the right spot, I'm now like bone stacking. I've stacked the weight on top of my hips, on top of my legs, so I can rest here. Okay, now the trick is getting this, with the clean, what we do is we can either A, take it off the ground, usually the first one that I teach. Okay, ground, deadlift just like we started, flip it up, get the elbow under it, or we can clean between the legs. Both are okay to do. But for me, just learning it today, I think the easiest one is the dead clean. And the quickest way I get people to get their hand position right is I turn the handle this way. Okay? Because this way, if they're flipping it in the beginning and they're trying to get it over and they got this situation and they're just not getting it right, it needs to go around the wrist. That's the idea. We don't want to go over the top. We want to go around the wrist. We want almost like we're putting a glove on. So from here, right? So if they're not getting that, I'll just turn the handle a little bit more vertical, okay? And then the handle cannot go over the top. It can only go around the side.